Are we rolling?
Thought we were.
Okay. I guess we're rolling. I'm so confused. Welcome to another episode of obviously the Photo Nuts. We're back today with, what are we talking about?
Flash?
Well, you know what? Single light portraits.
Flash.
Well, yeah, but hang on. You say flash, but I didn't want to go directly right away into this, but all you need is basically a good picture window.
Oh, who knew what and where?
Picture window, nice big window.
Oh, okay.
So you can start there, but before we start into any of this thing, I have a hot tip for you. A couple weeks ago, we were discussing cleaning your equipment. Remember that?
Yep.
All right. So Smarty Pants over here, my glasses were dirty. So what'd you hand me?
A lens pen.
A lens pen. You know what? Next time you're cleaning your lenses, take the lens pens and clean your glasses. It works pretty good. I never thought of that, so that's our hot tip of the day.
And you're welcome, by the way.
Not a problem. Okay, back to the theme of the show. I thought it was cool. Okay, so portraits.
Yes.
I'm a landscape photographer. People come up and ask me to do portraits. What's the first thing I say to them?
Hell no?
No, I say make a face like a tree. If you can make a face like a tree, I'll take your picture. So usually by that time they walk away. But on the serious side, we have all this equipment in front of me.
I got a weird question for you, though.
Go ahead.
Where's the reflector if we're talking single light source?
You know what? Here you go.
Why do I ask? Alrighty.
Never thought. You know what? They're sitting at home. I was more in tune with all this other stuff. Okay, single light source. You don't need an expensive camera, so you don't really need to go out and buy a lot of things. One of the things that I like to do, or I use, is a 50 mil. Price of a 50 mil?
Depending on the brand, Nikon, you're looking at about 180. Canon, you're in the 260 mark, generally.
I think they're 179, 180, weren't they?
They've jumped.
Oh, yeah, okay. But see, this is an older 50 mil. So one of the things we didn't discuss and should have, the newer ones that I've seen are actually with a metal.
Yeah, and that's why that one was about $30 cheaper than the new
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, so that's one of the things you want to look at. You can get expensive ones, but if you're just starting out, and this is the object of this whole thing, so I'm starting out and I want to shoot portraits. Lord knows why, but people want to do that. Inexpensive camera, I have a Rebel XTI, XSI, wow, and a 50 mil. Will work fine. And a lot of times, if you've got a big picture window, you can use that. So with the picture window, you kind of have to be careful. So what type of light do we have?
Campbell River, it could be any kind.
You're looking for, the main types of light are diffuse and soft and hard light.
Yep.
So, a hard light is a hard shadow like we have on the desks here because we've got these lights. Yeah, okay, so that's a hard light. And then you have ways of diffusing that hard light into much softer, more complementary light.
Correct. And my diffuser is built into my flash. That's about all I ever use.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Do you not have the other one?
Hey, baby. You're the big
okay.
brother.
Big brother, yeah, okay.
You got the bounce card in there.
I got the balance card and the diffuser, and a lot of times I don't use those either. I will. Gives me more of a bounce.
I use a white piece of foam core for the same effect, and I bought it at the dollar store for 68 cents.
Yep, you can do that. Just need a piece of Velcro, some way to attach it on, and
Dollar store, 25 cents.
there we go. There we go. There goes that bird again. Cheep, cheep,
Yep.
cheep, cheep, cheep.
I don't care if it's cheap as long as it works.
There it goes. Cheep, 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 cheep. Which is a valid point. Why, but it's one of those things that if you don't know how to do it, you're going to go out and buy a whole bunch of equipment.
Yeah.
And it's not a wrong thing. It's the way we learn. And then once you know how to do it, it's like I said, I spent $10,000 in camera equipment to find out that I could have done the whole thing with $1,000 worth of camera equipment. That's why we're here explaining these to you. So, Inexpensive lens, one of the more inexpensive lens. 9 times out of 10, if I'm selling a camera to somebody and they're telling me they're going to do portraits, these are such an inexpensive item and such a great item to have. Do you have a 50 mil? Much.
No, I got my 60.
Oh, you're 60 here. Do you have a 50 mil in your bag?
No.
Really?
Yes, I ended up selling it. I found it not very useful for my kind of photography. Because with my, I got to do f2.8, I very rarely go below that when I'm doing portraiture anyway.
Well, which is fine, but you know what? I also find this is great for walking, street photography and things like that.
On my D90, I had one.
Yeah.
But I sold with my D90 3 years ago, and I haven't bothered replacing it yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Just because I've got my telephoto, got my little basic wide angle in him.
Which is fine. If that's the way I want to do it. I'm okay with it. But anyways, back to the subject at hand.
And again, I'm cheap.
Here goes that bird again. Cheep, cheep, cheep. All right, back to the subject at hand. One light system, portraits, because realistically, that's where I think most of us start off. So again, you can use window light.
Yes.
And sitting the person, having the light to your left or right. Do not use the window light. Don't put your subject where the window light is behind them. You want to use the light coming in. Unless you're going for a certain style, and then it gets a little bit tricky because then you got to use fill flash and things like that because your meter is going to be on the light or on the window. So basically, we haven't got a big window here. Basically, use the light coming in through the window as your main source, main light, key light.
I haven't remembered in a long time.
Yeah, see, I told you, I'm old school. Like.
Well, the term's still valid. No one ever says that anymore.
Old school. So you would use that as a light, your main light source. Now, one of the things with most of these equipment here, it's not for shooting full length.
No.
It's not for shooting full length. So if you're going to try to shoot somebody full length, this is not the gear you want.
You'll be struggling at the very least.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to be a huge struggle. Huge struggle on that. Yeah, okay. So window light is a good way to go.
Yep.
All right. So now we want to move past window light. Window light's just not cutting it for us. All right.
Okay.
So now we got to go buy a flash.
Yes, flashes, they range anywhere from the $100 range all the way upwards of $9,000, $1,500. I can go literally in the tens of thousands of dollars for a flash system.
Well, a flash system, but I'm just talking speed light.
$1,500 max for them if you're using Sony. About $900.
Is this only $1,500?
For one of the big ones, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the power outage of that $1,500?
Only thing I know is I can't. When I was playing with that one, it wouldn't stop cycling. I could not make it stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cycles that fast?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I was told to put it down after that.
I'm not even going to ask why that one. But anyways, yes. I think $600, an average price for a decent one. The 582.
Yeah, the 580.
It's an older one.
For the SB700, the Nikon range, you're looking at the 400 mark. The 900, yeah, you're looking at the 500-600 mark. Same with the Canon. The 580 comes in around $600.
Okay. There we go. So again, another expense. But now, on the Canon side, they have the 480. These are a little bit more powerful, probably.
Well, this is the equivalent of the 480. He's all I've ever used.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I had a couple of those, but...
SB600, equivalent of the 700. Generally speaking, unless you're doing things that are going to require a lot of watt output or a fast cycle time, the little guys are more than adequate. I've done weddings with this guy and he's done fine. My only complaint on him is he does heat up very, very quickly. I actually have to change my batteries every few shots to keep him from overheating.
Well, there's a few differences between them, but again, if we're trying to do this fairly inexpensive, I can connect cables and pocket wizards and things like that to these for remote, so I can get it off.
I can do remote.
Yeah, well, nowadays most cameras will actually do the remote function for you. Most cameras won't do it
Yeah.
anymore. So, but I can remember way back in the day where,
Well, that's useful for off camera and that kind of thing. If you want to actually hold it away.
well, yeah, okay. Look, I don't want to get into the flashes. We can do a whole topic on flashes next week. How to remote, how to set slaves up, how many flashes you can run through. Joe McNally has a wonderful YouTube video, and I'm doing dancers coming across ballerinas, and he had like 30 flashes going off one after another.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. But anyways, where I'm going. Again, back to our favorite bird, cheap, 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 cheap. So I wasn't going to start with that.
I'm poking at it.
I'm poking it as long as you're not poking me. Okay, so now I've lost it. Now we want to get away from the window.
Okay.
Window's not working for us. So what do we need from that point?
A better light source? Ooh,
Yeah.
a tripod.
Well, not really. Just there's a stand. A stand is worth what? They're actually inexpensive. I looked it up online today. It's like they're not expensive.
The big one we have is expensive, like $150.
Oh yeah, but this is just like
That one, 35 to 40 kind of
Yeah.
range.
35 to 40 bucks. But now you need the attachment,
And again, these are another 15 to 20.
right? And that'll hold your flash. So for what are we, 75 bucks?
Let's just say 100 with shipping.
Oh yeah, but hang on. Yeah, for a single one? Fair?
It's what $1
anyways,
is?
this is an inexpensive way of doing it. But you have other things you can add. You can play with that now. No, the other one. No, the other one. There we go. And that would be a,
Umbrella?
yes, it's not one of those things that you hang over your head when it's raining out. Off the
You
screen.
could.
Watch the screen. Watch this. Here we go. Here we go.
If I can actually get this to, there we go.
There we go. And what type of umbrella is that?
Flash umbrella.
Flash umbrella. God. You silly goose. What type of colors do you actually get?
White,
And?
gold,
And-
silver,
and
translucent.
silver. Yep. Yeah. So this is a reflective umbrella. So basically, put your flash in there and fire it off. Oh, yeah, don't look into it. Yeah. So it reflects. So the flash points to the umbrella and comes back out. Okay, so that's one type. One of the things, there is a company out, we'll go through that in a minute. This one is what type?
That looks like the white one.
Nope.
Translucent.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that brand in a while.
He's mocking me again. So with this umbrella,
Oops.
fire through there, there you go. That's a shoot-through umbrella. So basically, I will point this towards my subject. The light will hit this umbrella, become softer and dissipate,
And not blind your target.
and not blind your target.
Now,
Yeah.
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, we're not always trying to blind the poor model. There we go. So that is a different type. Now, you can get combination umbrellas.
You can.
So you can get a shoot through with, it has another little piece of film, goes over top of here, and it becomes a reflective. And then if you take that off, it becomes, and the reason I'm talking about umbrellas is because how expensive are umbrellas?
Last time I looked, they're about 15 bucks.
That's exactly it. So there are things called soft boxes out there.
Which are about 100 bucks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A softbox is going to cost you a little bit more money. It does a few different things, or different sizes. Umbrellas come in different sizes as well. These are fairly small. I know people who have the big ones, the 8-foot umbrellas and things like that. So again, but back to the point. So right at this point, we're about 135, 140 bucks for a stand, an umbrella, and a connection to the flash, and we're still within a fairly decent budget for starting off for somebody who wants to get into portraiture work. Thoughts?
I'm trying to think of where you get an umbrella in town.
I probably would think the camera store. I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great for doing inside. Would you use this outside?
That's a trick question, yes.
Where?
When I'm in shadow.
Yeah, I would, and that's kind of like a lead into the next portion of the topic. Was why are we looking for, if we're outside shooting, it's a nice sunny day, why are we looking for shadows?
Better control of light.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. If I'm out doing outside shooting, a lot of times if I'm doing portrait, I absolutely love, I adore, and I will always use a flash.
Yeah.
Always. It's a lot of guys call it fill flash. I use it all the time. Now I just happen to have a really good guy teach me how to use it, and in that aspect of it, one of the things I use is I use my bracket, and I get the flash off my camera. So why do I want my flash off the camera?
Better position, better control.
Better control, and reduces red eye. One of those things, if you've got this stuck on top, even in your pop-up flash,
You start getting demons.
you get demons out of there. So this kind of helps getting rid of the red eye. One of the tricks I was shown, and I'll share it, was manual mode or ETTL, but don't use it full. Bring it down a third or 2/3. I always bring mine down 2/3. I'll start it there. And then the gentleman that was teaching me, he believes in 4.5. Puts his camera in 4.5, knocks this down, and then he shoots all the time. It's like interesting.
Very.
Yeah, I thought it was. Other things you can actually get to go over top.
I am not familiar with that little widget. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
isn't that cool?
It is. I've never seen one this small before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a 1/8. There are 1/4. It's a grid. It's basically a grid that fits over top of your flash. And what's it going to do?
Subtract some of the light out.
Yep. Again, just brings it a softer light.
I want honey now.
It's a honeycomb, yeah, in case you can see that. But that's one of those things I like. If you're doing some creative work,
That a snoot?
yes.
I was wondering if you had a snoot,
Oh yeah. I've got all the major toys.
but you didn't bring a reflector.
But that's a valid point. So like, you know what? Don't go out and buy a reflector. Where are you gonna go?
Dollar store, buy a $1 tin foil, buy a $1 piece of foam core and wrap it up.
Buy the foam core. You seem to like the tinfoil style. I never.
I do macro. I need more light.
Okay, 2 questions. While we're talking on reflectors, yeah, I mean macro, yeah, which is fine, but you know that would be fine for macro.
Not when you're trying to get into a crevice, no.
Well, yeah, because it actually, you know, comes down to a pretty big gun. This is like a snoot. So a snoot is going to allow me to control the light and put it more or less into a pin light where I want it to go. So that's one of the things that again, and these weren't very expensive. And
10 to 15 for the foldable ones.
yes, and my understanding, I've never tried it, and I probably wouldn't use it. Is Pringles. Why would I go get a box or a bag or a container of Pringles?
Pinterest seems to like it. I've never experimented with it, though I have done some of the other weird things on Pinterest, and they work out really well.
Oh, okay.
My only hesitation with the Pringles can is it's dark on the inside. It's a brown cardboard versus being a white.
Oh,
So
no,
you-
I have a silver.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have brought one. But I haven't seen the one with the browns. The ones I bought were kind of a silver inside.
And those ones, in theory, should work okay. In theory.
In theory. Boy, I'm telling you, goes that bird again. Cheep, 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 cheep. So I've been using this. Pringle can work the same way if you want to get that spotlight.
Well,
so if you're doing, again, this system is not going to shoot a full-length person. So if you're doing headshots or half body shots.
Or if you're into hands.
Yeah, okay. Good point. This system will work really, really well. and it's a single light source. So in that aspect of it, it works really well. These you can add on. Won't work. It's not going to be the same thing. Different light from this type of shoot through than you're going to get from the reflective.
And this is what we call mechanics.
Well, it's understanding the rule of light. What's that? 2 by 3 by, what's that rule? Do you remember the rule name? I can't remember it.
Off the top of my head, no, I have it written down somewhere. Again, it's part of my course, I just don't remember that part of it. Balance card.
Balance card, yep.
Oh, you're looking at me to give you an answer, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm daydreaming now.
So, what are you thinking about?
My course and why I don't know the ratio and I want to know it.
Yeah, okay, so balance card. Another
Really
great
useful.
thing. Great thing. Again, if you're finding that you're using a flash and it's overpowering whoever you're taking pictures of, you can. What's the biggest balance card we have in the house?
That's a loaded question. Paper plate?
Nope. Ceiling.
Ceiling.
Most ceilings. I was in shooting a wedding for a buddy and they had a pink ceiling. I'd never seen that before. It was like, oh, we walked in the house and myself and my second shooter, we looked at each other and
Now this is when a nice white piece of foam core would come in handy.
oh my goodness. But your biggest balance card is going to be the ceiling. So
Or wall.
Yeah, or a wall.
Or the back of someone's head.
White. Be careful. We've shot off walls and they were brown. They were off a little bit. They weren't pure white. They were a tinted. We were in a dark room. They were just a tinge of beige in them. And
All I'm laughing at is that all of them, I'm seeing something that's white turn a little bit more like a substance color.
yeah.
Or with pink, you start getting everyone that looks fuchsia.
Oh, okay. Fuchsia?
Fuchsia, is that the right word?
Yeah, it's a color.
It is a color, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, after 700 pictures and doing color corrections, oh, it was hard. It was hard. So you got to be careful there as well. Be very careful. So if you're shooting in a house, yes, you can fire it off the ceiling. It becomes real estate photography. I do it all the time. All the time. Ceilings are white. You can fire it off. We'll give you a nice soft light. So we're not looking for a harsh light. If you're looking, well, you might be. Halloween, guys will stick flashes under their neck. Poof.
Yep.
That'll give you the horror look. That's, not my style. So I prefer a softer light.
I prefer a black background stuff on macro.
Well, so do I. That's why my jacket is always black.
Yeah.
I always wear a black jacket, so if I'm out in the woods, I've got a backdrop with me all the time.
Why don't you just keep a roll-up cloth?
Because I need to keep the rain off me.
I meant in your camera bag, just a black piece of cloth.
We're going to go through camera bags one of these other times. But anyways, we're getting the 2 fingers. And it's not peace or victory. I'm sure it's coming down to 2 minutes. All right, so last words of advice on portrait and flash.
If you're not too sure if you're going to light something, do it on the cheap. Try the Pringles can for a snoot. And then if you do decide that you do like that effect, then invest in the actual piece of equipment. You can do a lot of the stuff on the really inexpensive side. Give it a run through, and then if you want it, buy the actual piece. For a one-off or one-time thing, I can't justify putting out the big cash to buy the equipment.
I totally agree. It's one of those things where if you want to experiment, try to do it as inexpensively as possible.
And if you like it, great.
And then move forward onto it. That's an awesome way of saying it. So again, I like the 50 mil. Some guys shoot with an 85. Some people.
I like the 60.
Well, some actually at a wide angle. They're all going to do different things. Be very careful of what you're doing. If I'm shooting at 10 millimeter and I'm taking a picture of my dog, all I'm going to see is his nose. So be very careful of that. The stand, the umbrella, and the connector to hold that, fairly inexpensive, like $100. You can use a window if you're really breaking into it. These are fairly inexpensive. If you're out shooting outdoors, don't forget about these. I like to get mine off. Clinton's still playing.
Well, actually, that's one.
Anyways, we're getting the wind it up segment here, and last time we went over. So while he's playing with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks to Shaw Studio. Thanks to Clinton for being here again, bud.
Hi.
Quickly bye. You're going to turn that around so they can see it? See what it looks like inside? Give it a flash.
If I can actually hit my button.
Ding. Yep. Anyway, see you next time in the Two Phono Nuts. Check out our website. Bye!